Welcome to my class, and in this I'm going to continue on with what we did in the last class, and that was propensity to consume and propensity to save. We talked about average propensity to consume, average propensity to save. We also spoke about marginal propensity to consume, marginal propensity to save, and in this I'm going to talk about the relationship between the two. If we know one, we can take out the other, or can uh, solve the other with, because both are connected to income. So just have a look here. It is talking about relation with propensity to consume. Suppose now take a rupee. Out of a rupee of income, either one can spend on consumption or save, or partly do both. For example, if I see APC is 0.80, what does it mean? That out of a rupee, on an average, a family spends 80 paisa on consumption. Clearly, it saves 20 paisa, so that APS is equal to 0.20. Therefore, APC plus APS is equal to 1. And so also MPC and MPS is equal to 1. So we can derive more relations from these equations like the following. Let's take APC first. APC plus APS is equal to 1. So out of that, if APS is given, then I can find out APC as APC is equal to 1 minus APS. And suppose if I have the aggregate APS, I can, or rather, I have APC and I want to find out APS. So what do? 1 minus APC will be equal to APS. So let's take the other one. MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. So I want to find out MPC given MPS. So if I have the MPS, the aggregate value of MPS, then it will be 1 minus MPS is equal to MPC. So again, I want to find out MPS given MPC. So what do? 1 minus MPC gives me MPS. So to conclude, one can say that if we are given the value of APC, we can find out the value of APC. Or if we are given the value of MPC, we can find out the value of MPS. So talking about APC, let's do some features. Now, you see how connected they are, right? So if I can just tell you regarding the features of MPS, right? I think I've written MPS here. So MPS, what are the features like APS, features of APS? Take APS can never be 0. APS is 0 when savings are, APS can be 0. It can never be 1, but it can be 0. I've written that now. APS can be 0. Yes. It can be 0. APS 0 when savings are 0. That means because when consumption is equal to income, then savings will be 0. So savings are 0 at the break-even income. Or the break-even income is where consumption is equal to income. I'm going to show that to you also. We'll do that in the diagram later on, but you can see it here at 0 level. That's break even, but we'll do that later. Otherwise, let's not just get too much together. So right now we are doing features of APS. So APS can be 0. APS can never be 1. The reason being, savings can never be equal to income. Because as people spend a part of income, they have to spend on consumption. You just can't just save the entire lot. So that is why APS can never be 1. Just imagine a country, if it saves the entire thing, what will happen? So we do need to spend a part of the income on consumption. That is why we say one feature of APS is it can never be 1. APS can never be greater than 1. You know why I'm doing that? Suppose you get a short answer question, true or false, APS can be 1. So again, no. And then give the reason, because savings can never be equal to income. Now the next feature is that, I hope you can see that. The next feature is APS can never be greater than 1. It is because savings cannot be greater than income. But APS can be negative when C is greater than income. So it's not greater than 1, but yes, it can be negative. And another thing is AP rises with the rise in income. as the income starts increasing, APS rises. It is because people tend to save more with the increase in income. So these are some of the features which we are discussing for average propensity to save. In the same manner, let's just do average propensity to save, some features of that. But if you've understood the features of average propensity to save, it's easier to find out what would be the average propensity to consume. So based on that, we can say that see, APC can be 1 is equal to 1. Then APC can be greater than 1. Then APC can be less than 1. Give me all the reasons. You just have to go through. APC falls with the increase in income. Why? Because if APS, that is average propensity to save, rises, then AP, average propensity to consume, will go down. As income increases, one starts saving more. And average propensity to consume can never be 0, because even when income is 0, there has to be some consumption, which we sometimes call the autonomous consumption. So with that, we'll move on to the next class, in which I'm going to tell you diagrammatically the consumption function and the saving function.